let's talk about the big fan debate online right now about Universal and screen rides. As a designer, what do you say about that? About the idea that, oh man, it's just another screen ride? What's your response to that?
Honestly, we try to choose ride systems and the way we approach things as the right solution for the right problem. And in this case, we wanted to do an experience where Jimmy takes his audience on a rollicking ride through New York, and really the only way to do that is in a projected environment, because we're obviously not going to recreate Manhattan physically and go rip-roaring through it. So to me, it's the right tool for the right job, and in this case, that was the answer.
But that's just one component of the experience. I mean, we're surrounded by a lot of practical sets right here.
Absolutely, and that was also a very conscious decision. This Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon is not strictly just about the ride experience. We wanted to capture the entirety of the Tonight Show experience, and one of the very conscious decisions in that regard is right here in our Studio 6B lounge. We knew we were going to free up time for people with our virtual line, and we wanted to use that time to further immerse them in the world of the Tonight Show, and we chose to do that with live entertainment. The Ragtime Gals, hashtag the Panda. Yeah, you can sit down and recharge your phone or play with our interactive tables, but we really wanted to capture the positive energy and fun of the Tonight Show, and this is the way to do that. And that's been one of the things that our guests have responded most positively to.
Let's talk about that for a second, with the idea that, I mean, obviously a lot of people online are talking about, oh, it's just screen rides.
Sure.
But what are you getting actually from guests in the park? Do you think that that's an issue, the balance of the type of attractions in the park? Or are guests pretty much cool with what they've got?
Our guests respond, to what they're presented with, and I think what they've discovered here is just a really fun experience with Jimmy Fallon. And they also, I think, appreciate the fact that it is the entirety of the experience. So it's not just, oh, I went in, I rode a ride, and I left. They spend time downstairs in our memorabilia hall. They spend a lot of time here in Studio 6B, to the extent that sometimes they don't want to leave, with the Ragtime Gals and hashtag, and then the ride is sort of the icing on the cake. So I think they're responding very well, very positively to the entirety of the experience, and that was by design from day one.
What are some of the lessons that you and Universal have learned in the development of this specific attraction that fans are going to see applied in future attractions in the years to come?
Well, as you might imagine, I think it's the virtual line. What I've been telling people since we soft opened, is that once that particular genie is out of the bottle, you're not going to get it back inside. So I think this is literally the tip of the spear in our war on lines and boredom. So I think moving forward, not only in this park and this property, but anything we do in the future all over the world, you're going to see a more concentrated effort to eliminate all the hassles and replace it with entertainment, which is what we've done here. And you'll see the next generation of that, the next evolution, when Volcano Bay opens next month, because that takes it to the next level. And I think that's just opened the charge on lines and hassles and the traditional dissatisfiers in our business. And I think we will continue to creatively engineer them out of our guest experience.
What about ride systems and show experiences? Is there something that you've learned here that'll be applied?
I think the one thing I'll say is, you mentioned screens and motion simulators. We would also point out that this is a different kind of ride system, a different kind of motion simulator that enables us to create different sensations. And again, for us, it's always about the right solution to the particular creative challenge. So I think for us, the takeaway as we go forward is, what is the best way to tell any story, no matter what the IP is, no matter what we want the guest experience to be, and then you let that dictate how we deliver it. But that's something we try to do. We really try to think about what's right for the story, right for the guest experience, and that's how we deliver our stories.